Xqztglm.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another Journey to 30 vlog. As you can see, I am outside, so it's gonna be a quick vlog. Today I've been feeling, well, I already know I have anxiety. It just hit me today that like I have bad anxiety, like it's really, really bad. So my anxiety hinders me from sleeping, like getting a full rest, and it also keeps my mind on a pinwheel. Because my mind was on a pinwheel and still is, I noticed that my thoughts sometimes aren't coherent, and I have a problem with repeating myself when I'm talking, and also I'm unsure. I don't want to say like I'm indecisive, but certain things I'll be indecisive about, and it definitely gives me like lack of motivation. Like I will get up and say I'm going to do this, and this today, and then I'll just be sitting there thinking like, for a good couple minutes, and then a couple minutes turn into a few hours, and then next thing you know, the day is definitely a worry ward. Like I worry about a lot of things, maybe more so than I should. And I worry about, my situation. If somebody's close to me that I really care about their situation, like I worry to the point where it causes me bad anxiety, to the point where I could really get myself sick just by thinking like, I gotta get this done, or this and this is happening, like what do I need to do, and this, that, and the third. Like it's that bad where I could like really make myself sick being worried and being anxious. And for whatever reason, I could never give myself like a full answer as to why am I anxious. Like, why do I feel anxious? Like, what's making me anxious? And then when I think about it, it's like 11 answers as to why I'm anxious. Let's talk about the things that affects me and how I know that I have bad anxiety. So let's start for one thing: sleep. So I'm the type of person, I love sleep. Like, if nobody bothers me, I can sleep all day or stay in my bed all day, and I'm fine with not having nothing to do and just be in my bed and lay there all day. I'm fine with that. But a lot of people can't function like that. But being that I'm feeling anxious and I have anxiety, my sleeping pattern like changes drastically. Like, instead of me sleeping 6 to 8 hours a day, I'm having broken sleep. So I might sleep 2 hours here, take a quick nap of 2 hours, take an hour nap, maybe 6 hours after that, and then be up all night. Like, I could give you an example of last night or this morning. Yesterday, I was up all day. Of course, I had to go to work. I had to do what I needed to do. And I was done probably like around maybe, I want to say 7 o'clock. So once I got home, I, did the regular routine, fed myself, cleaned up, did what I needed to do. And then I got into bed. I got into bed early. I got into bed maybe like around, I want to say like 9 o'clock. That's early for me. So from 9 up until maybe, I want to say 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's when I started waking up, around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I literally stayed in the bed from 2:30 to 4:30 this morning, just thinking about things. Like, it just was like a wave of different thoughts. So imagine trying to go back to sleep, but you can't go back because your mind is running a mile a minute. You can't go to sleep. You want to go to sleep. You're thinking about 11 things. And then from 4:30 up until 8:30, I'm just laying in the bed. Nothing's on. No TV, no nothing. I'm laying in the dark. Nothing's on. I'm just thinking like, damn, like this got to get done. I got to do this. This is not right. I need to change this. I need to do this with me. Like, it's just a whole bunch of different thoughts, and I'm just going through the checklist. So it's like those things or whatever I'm thinking about is like hindering me from like being comfortable. Like I don't know what it is, but I know recently I've come to the epiphany that I have very, very bad anxiety, because this is not the first time that I felt like this. Tell you guys about the things that make me anxious. So the very first thing that makes me anxious is my health. So yes, I went through cancer. I had the surgery and I went through radiation, and now I'm going through hormone therapy and chemotherapy right now. So like I told you guys in my previous vlogs before, when I went through it, when I was going through it and I first found out about it, I didn't really process like what was going on. I just was like, all right, this happened. What do I need to do to fix it and hurry up and get it out of me and do what I need to do? So I feel like now it's like hitting me like, damn, like you really did go through this, and you have to, stay healthy, be healthy, try to do what you need to do so it doesn't come back and all type of stuff. So that's the first thing that I'm anxious about. Mind you, I have other health issues. So I went through an open reduction acetabular surgery for my hip when I got into that bad car accident in 2011, and that is a forever injury that I'm never going to get over. It's always going to be there. It's no way around it. It's no way to fix it. There's no way to change it. It's just there for me, with me for life. I had to switch the camera. So the other things that are making me anxious are of course my health, which I just told you guys. Also like future plans, anything that I want to do for the future, anything that I need to do for the future, anything that has to happen for the future, anything that I wanted to do in the past for the future that isn't done. That gives me anxiety because I let other people's thoughts or other people's influence determine whether or not if I'm going to go with an idea, or I'm going to go along with the plan, or I'm going to do things because it, like, I don't want to say that's the best way to put it. The best way to put it is that it hinders me from going through what I really want to do. Like, I can give you a good example. Like, I was thinking about doing something within the fashion industry, and I had told someone the idea, and they told me that, you shouldn't do that. Why would you want to do that? And, it takes a lot, and this, that, and the third. So, it just deters me from, like, pursuing that. And I know that I need to stop taking advice or listening to certain people, or listening to people in general about what you want to do. That's another thing that makes me anxious. Another thing that makes me anxious is asking for things. Like, I hate asking people for things. I don't care what it is. It could be something very, very small or whatever, because I don't like being at the mercy of other people's decision. Like, if I want something and I gotta go to this person to get what I want, and then this person tells me no, then I have to turn around and ask somebody else who could, help me get whatever it is that I need to get. Like, I hate asking people for something. Like, that makes me really, really anxious. Like, it does something to me when I have to fix my mouth and ask someone, can you, or I need, or this, that, or third. Like, it bothers me. Like, it really, really bothers me to ask for help. Like, it's weird. Like, a lot of people don't have a problem or issue asking for things. And, if they get a no, that's fine. Some people can handle rejection. They just move on or whatever. My issue is not really rejection. Like, I could take no. Like, if I ask for something and somebody tells me no, I don't feel no way about that. But the whole concept of asking bothers me. Like, it really bothers me. Like, sometimes I be feeling like, why do I even need to go to this person to ask for something that I need or something that I want? Like, I should just automatically have it. Like, that's just basically how I feel about asking for things. Like, that makes me really anxious. And also, some of my relationships, like, I got into it with one of my friends the other day, and she just made me anxious with her responses. I'm like, yo, what are you trying to say? And then, you know, I'm just sitting there trying to break it down for her, trying to make her see my point of view. And then after everything was said and done, I was just so fried that I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I'm done. I'm not even gonna argue about it. Like, I don't like arguing, and I don't like having, you know, disagreements. Like, we could disagree on stuff, but I don't like when a disagreement can turn into an argument and then, you know, everybody's in their feelings. Like, I hate that, because I could take it one way or another. The one way that I could take it is by me saying, like, you know what, me and you will never be in this situation ever again, and I'm gonna make sure we don't get into nothing like this, because I'm not trying to have this type of issue. I'm not trying to have this issue reoccurring. Or I could just be like on top of you just to be annoying, for you to get the point. Like, why am I feeling a way about whatever it is that I'm feeling? That's the next thing that's making me anxious. Another thing that makes me anxious is my symptoms that I'm having after I do my hormone therapy, chemotherapy. Those things make me anxious, because I'm realizing that I went to the doctor, which you guys saw in the last Journey to 30 vlog, and I gained 17 pounds, which I can see, which I can tell, which I'm uncomfortable. And I'm already insecure about how my body is changed yet again. So that gives me anxiety, because it gives me anxiety on trying to be like, okay, now I have to do X, Y, and Z to get my body back the way I want it. Like, I don't really want to go the plastic surgery route, but with certain things, I'm gonna have to go the plastic surgery route. Like, for instance, getting the breast reconstruction, because that is plastic surgery, or, you know, just certain things, and working out and eating right and stuff like that. Like, all of that gives me anxiety, even though I know I need to do it in order to lose the weight and be smaller than what I am. But it makes me anxious, and it also makes me insecure, because now I'm not even comfortable in what I look like in clothing, and the way I view my body is totally different from how I viewed my body weeks ago. So it's like, you know, when you don't feel comfortable in your own skin because of how it looks, and it's like, well, but I know the reason why my body looks like that is because I went through cancer, because I had an accident in 2011. Like, those are life-altering things, so I can't, you know, I have no control over that, but I can fix it. The only thing is, it requires surgery to fix it, and I don't want to go back into the hospital, which that also gives me anxiety. Like, I don't want to be in a hospital with a long recovery, or be in the hospital for too long, because I have to have surgery after the next surgery after the next surgery to fix whatever it is that needs to be fixed. That's the next thing that makes me anxious. So another thing that makes me anxious is being outside. Like, being outside makes me very anxious. Being around people makes me anxious. Like, I don't want to be around too many people, because people is nuts, obviously. And I don't know where you guys live, but I know if you live in a metropolitan area, I live in New York, Brooklyn to be exact. So it's always crowded. There's always people everywhere. People don't respect social distancing. There's no parking. You want to go inside the store, it's 11 people in the store. You know, people want to be in your face. They want to talk to you, all type of things. Like, I don't want to seem like I'm standoffish and I don't like people, because that's not the case. I am a people person. It's just that, you know, they just make me anxious. Like, you don't know what people are thinking, or what people, ulterior motives people have, and, you know, you don't even know if people are sick, because COVID is still alive. So you don't know if people are sick, and, you know, they're just voluntarily, you know, invading your personal space. Like, that makes me anxious. Like, all of that makes me anxious. And what else makes me anxious? So another thing that makes me anxious is how a lot of my personal relationships aren't where they used to be. With somebody I really care about, that relationship is definitely changed, because now it's turned from, something that's like a work in progress, like we're working towards something, and now it's a long distance thing. So now I don't see him every day. I barely speak to him every day. That type of thing makes me anxious, and it kind of makes me a little bit insecure, because it's like, okay, we don't see each other every day, but at least you can communicate, like, oh, you all right? You good? What's going on? How was your day? Stuff like that. So it's like, I could see why a lot of people say long distance relationships don't work, because if you don't communicate and if you don't have like some sort of plan to make the relationship work, it does not work. So that type of thing makes me anxious, because it's like, before I even started talking to this person, I was fine. Like, I was completely single, and I wasn't entertaining relationships or even the thought of relationships. I wasn't even entertaining none of that. I was really focusing on my own completely. So now that this person has entered my life, now it's like, all right, now I'm not only worrying about me, I'm worrying about you, if you're okay, if you're safe, if anyone's bothering you, if your job is doing right by you, if you're doing what you need to do, like the typical things that normal couples or normal people who are trying to get into a relationship would think about the person that they're dealing with. Like, you want to make sure that they're good. So that makes me really, really insecure, because it doesn't make me insecure, that's the wrong word. It makes me really, really anxious, but it makes me insecure because of whatever other issues we've had before. It like magnifies it now, like, okay, you've done this before, and I don't want this type of thing to happen again, because if it happens again, then how are you going to fix it from a distance? You get what I mean? So that makes me really, really anxious. A next thing that makes me anxious is like certain things that I have with my family. That makes me anxious. Like, I don't really communicate that much with certain people in my family on purpose, because for my mental sanity and my mental well-being, it's better that I deal with certain people in my family from a distance, because the way I feel about certain people in my family, I would probably either go crazy or I would end up in jail with how I feel about certain people in my family. So I just, I try to keep my distance away from certain people in my family. Another thing as far as family that makes me anxious is my mom. Like, my mother is like my rock and saving force. I always say that. Every vlog, every video, I always say that. Without this lady, I would probably be going crazy. But at the same time, I worry about my mother, one, because she's getting older. She's not old, but the simple thing, like, she's getting older. She has to take care of my younger siblings who are still, in elementary, junior high school age. And, you just want your mom to be comfortable. You want your mom to, you want her to retire in comfort and, not to worry or stress about anything and stuff like that. Like, she makes me anxious. Like, she really does. So even though my mother just be like, she takes things as it comes, she just makes me anxious with certain things that she be doing. Like, I really like trying to tell her, like, to chill out, but can't tell that lady nothing. What else makes me anxious? Financially, I'm anxious. My finances make me anxious because 1 minute I'll be up, I'll be good, saving what I need to save, and then boom, something happens, and then I have to dip into my savings, and I gotta, re-up, and I gotta stash money again and stuff like that. Like, that type of thing makes me anxious. My business makes me anxious at Xqztglm. I've been at Xqztglm since 2013. When I really, really decided to make Xqztglm a business, and when I really, really decided to say, like, you know what, I'm gonna become I'm going to become a makeup artist, and I'm going to take it seriously. And I'm going to become a makeup artist and take it seriously and make it a business, like have my own products, you know, do services and stuff like that. And it's just like a slow battle. I have my peak moments or my peak period, which will be the summertime, whatever, and then it'll be my down periods, which will be the wintertime, because I really don't get that much clients in the wintertime. It's just a lot. Even when I tried to get my family involved in investing, I had an investor. Well, my brother was going to invest into the company, and he flopped. And I was going to have one of my other family members invest into the business, and she flopped. So it's like, you know, it just feels like nobody want to see you win and this, that, and the third. But I understand, like, being your own business and being an entrepreneur is definitely hard. It's definitely hard if you're in the servicing area, like the public service, whether you're a barber, a hairdresser, a nail tech, anything within public service dealing with cosmetics and stuff like that. Like, it's definitely hard to gain a steady flow of clientele, because it's so the market is so saturated. So that makes me very, very anxious. But I don't know, you guys. Like I said, I treat, you know, Journey Through 30 as like a video diary. It's a vlog for me. It's a way for me to like express how I feel without feeling like I'm going crazy with all these thoughts in my head. But if you guys can relate to being anxious, this vlog is for you. But I guess I'll catch you guys in my next video. I have to go into work, so I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Swift Dating.